If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, why do emotions and sales matter? And how can they help or hurt you? This is an important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets. A perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you on video number 200. So if you're new to my channel, every 100th video, I do a cool anniversary video to say, hey, another 100 down. Okay, so something you need to know, if you have a friend, if you have somebody that you work with, that you know is struggling, make sure you share this video with them. Don't keep it to yourself. Give it to somebody for good. Say, hey, I'm worried about you. I've been thinking about you. You should really watch this 10-minute video. It will help you out. So today we're talking about emotions and sales and how they can help you and how they can hurt you. And what you need to know, first and foremost, the number one rule in sales business life is take care of yourself because nobody else will. I was speaking at an event 2015 and I was talking about health of salespeople. And I said, if you climb a roof, there's PPE. If you're in a confined space, there's things that you have to do, but nobody ever talks about rejection and the built-up regression that it causes in salespeople. And a guy stands up and he's like, that's not what business is supposed to do. And I shouldn't take on the risk of dealing with the problems that salespeople face. And I'm like, enough said. Number two, here's what you need to know. It's your responsibility to know when you're struggling and when to get help. So here, if you're struggling, be willing to find a professional. Talk to somebody you trust. Underline trust. Now, I got to tell you, there was a point in my life where things were not going well, and I had a conversation with somebody who I thought was my friend, and they did everything they could to tear me down. And it was a lot of damage. It was a lot of issues, and it caused a lot of problems for me internally. And this is why, A, you should have good friends around you to tell you, hey, look, I'm worried about you. And if somebody says that, take that for real. B, you should have good coworkers around you that says, hey, I'm worried about you, that say, hey, I'm worried about you. And when they say that, instead of shrugging it off, like really think through, hey, Mary says that there's an issue with me. Hey, Jim says that there's a problem going on. If somebody recognizes that in you and you're not recognizing yourself, it's like a timeout moment. It's like whistles, referees, flares, bottle rockets, things are going on. And this is why you should subscribe to HVAC Tech Secrets. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. Number three, as you struggle emotionally in life, you're going to struggle in sales. There is a thing that happens, including to me. Everything on this list, I want you to know that I have lived through. There's times where I've struggled through it. There's been issues that I have, and I don't want people to think that I'm preaching at them and I'm impervious to these things. I go through this too. Hi, I'm Scott. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I have problems and issues just like you do. So as you struggle in life, sales starts struggling. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons why. You struggle with your confidence, which is number 4, right? You need to know that you will struggle with confidence as you struggle in life, right? The things that happen in life, breakups that go on, struggles with issues, struggle with self-identity. There's times where I'm like, man, my cheeks are fat, right? Real deal. I go through these things. I am giving you the goods. I'm giving you the real thing. 5, you will fight with people that you don't care about. If you notice, like all of a sudden, you're like, why am I fighting with idiots? Why am I going through this? It's probably a sign that you're going through struggles emotionally, and you should get some help. Number 6, you make deals that you shouldn't to prove that you should be there on the team, to prove that you should be there as a salesperson, to prove to yourself, like deals that you would never, ever let go through. You're like, why did I make that deal? As that person's complaining months later, and as they're nickeling and diming you and squeezing, and you're making concessions and saying yes, and you're like, a month ago, I would have never done this. If you are telling yourself a certain time period ago, I wouldn't be doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's time to get some help. Number 7, you take crap from people that you shouldn't because you have a lower frame. I was in the middle of a deal probably about a month ago. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with me? Why am I? No. Like if you feeling yourself like I should be saying no to this and you don't, you are taking crap from somebody you shouldn't. Okay. Like you should be like, time out. Player down on field. Dude's got some issues, which would be me, or chick's got some issues, which could be you, or person's got some issues, whatever way you describe yourself. Number 8, managers and business owners will take advantage of you. They will play games. Like in the wild, we can see when somebody's got a limp. We can see when people are hurting. You can see it and I can see it. You can walk into, I don't know, any store and see people who are struggling. You could see, like, you could just walk down the street and you're like, oh, that person's got some problems. I guarantee you in your office, your manager, your business owner, They see the same thing, which brings me to number 9. Coworkers are going to do things that could take advantage of you or cause you problems, right? At your weakest is when you know who your enemies really are. At your best, you got every ability to fight that person off and say, hey, time out. I'm not playing that game. You and I aren't doing this. But at your weakest, you're going to really find out who the people are around you that really do care about you. And number 10, your personal relationships may suffer. You may make deals with people in a relationship that you wouldn't make otherwise because you're having some emotional issues. So there's the 10. Sign language is a thumb, right? That's 10. That would be 20. So 10 things. For real, 10 things that you need to know. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you the bonus 11 of what you could do about it. And that is get the help that you need. There is absolutely nothing wrong with seeing a therapist, getting a coach, getting a mentor, going and talking to a clergy member if you don't have the money, calling a support hotline, using somebody in a different country that doesn't charge the same way that Americanos do. You could get some sleep. I know that when I'm struggling the most, so like I start looking at what time am I going to bed? What am I doing before I go to bed? Am I watching YouTube videos or am I doing my goal setting? What am I doing when I'm getting up? Am I getting up on time? Going to bed on time and getting up on time? Super huge. Super importante, as they say down south. Number 3, drink water. Drink lots of water. Abstain from the alcoholic beverages. I'm not trying to preach, but like it's a depression aid. It could cause some issues for you. Stay away from the illicit drugs. Depression aid, by the way. Eat well. Like when I start looking and like, man, why am I struggling? I start like, what have I been eating the last week? What have I been eating the last month? Am I sticking to my diet or am I eating a ton of candy? Which, oh my goodness, I love sugar. I'm not even going to lie. Dark chocolate, caramel, yep. Brown sugar, that's all good stuff for me, right? And I noticed that when I start struggling, I'm like, what the hell has my sugar intake been? Oh, it's through the roof. Through the roof. That's why I'm struggling. And a few other things. And then last of all, who are you hanging out with? Now, the people around you really do matter. The people who are in your life that build you up really do matter. The people who call and check in on you, if they haven't heard from you in a while, like, where you at, dude? Where you at, chica? We haven't heard from you. Like, you need to make a phone call and call me back. And sometimes, like, you've got to be a good friend too and recognize all of these things in the people around you in your life. If you got people in your life that you care about and you're recognizing that list of 10 things that I just went through, especially if they're sales buddies and they've been there for you, you've got to be there for them and speak the truth. So the last bonus of the bonuses. In this situation, when people are struggling, sometimes they need some coddling, but what they really need is somebody to tell them the truth and say, hey, here's where you're at right now. Here's where you're going. I'm going to give you a freaking intervention. I'm your friend. I'm doing this because I care. And if somebody has the balls to do that for you, pay the freaking attention to it and say, I got you. You got 1 or 2 things to do from here. Just 1 or 2. Find the subscribe button, click on it. And every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. Or hit follow. Now, on some of these videos, I bring the heat and hurt some feelings. Today, I have a chance of believing that a couple people dropped out of the video a little bit earlier and they should have stuck in. So if that's you, sorry that you missed it. If you stuck around to see the whole video, share this video when somebody struggles. Like, for real. Share this video when somebody struggles. There you go. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.